the Department of Social Justice and Empowerment started this Social Defense Fellow almost 18 months back. And I think so the priorities were very clear right from the beginning, that we wanted to bring in the knowledge, wisdom and experience of the Social Defense Fellows who have worked in the field, private sector field. And I think so that was the one of the underlying objective. And then it brings in a fresh ideas, fresh flow of different perspectives, which sometimes becomes very important when we are planning schemes, when we are designing schemes.
Our Social Defense Fellows have brought in, new perspectives, rich experiences, new thoughts, and they have provided integrative models which were very, very useful and exciting. I think they were also deeply enriched by their experience of working in the ecosystem of a department at the apex level of governance, that is the Ministry of Government of India. They were able to interact with a large number of states, a very large number of officials spread across the country.
Their ability to understand the program from the administrative point of view, administrative management point of view, from the government point of view, from the policy implementers point of view, and their ability to bring in their insights and their expertise and their energy from their experience in the private sector also. I think that has contributed hugely to the ministries, to the department's goals, and have also helped us put our activities, our schemes, in track with the priorities of the ministry.
So I got the opportunity to work with denotified nomadic and semi-nomadic communities under Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Not many people know who DNTs are, so a bit of an introduction about who they are. They're basically tribes that were notified as criminal tribes in 1872 by the British government. Then they were of course denotified in 1952 when the government was formed. But however, the stigma still continues. We would know them as, some of these names that would be really familiar with us would be like the Banjaras, the Gadia Lohars, the Mararis, the Nut communities. And specifically the Nut communities can be seen a lot in Delhi on the traffic signals, where they're performing, they're doing some kind of acrobats. And this is their traditional livelihood. Now, what the ministry really wanted to do was to integrate them into society, to find ways to, help them make livelihood which was relevant in today's day and age, to help them with their health, to be able to help them with their education. And I had this pivotal role in redefining their policy. It was called the SEED policy that was there, that was already existing. So it was about redefining and implementing the policy. Happy to share that I was able to bring about some key reforms in that policy that were approved by the Union Minister. I was able to, in continuation to the policy changes, I was able to bring about a 3.5 times increase in my budget for the subsequent year. I was able to onboard some 22 partners to be able to deliver the policy on ground. And there again, it was expanded from 4 states to 8 states in my tenure.
मैंने भी लिया है 10,000 उसमें से मैम। तो मैं खेती करती हूँ, तो बच्चों की पढ़ाई के लिए थोड़ी पैसों की दिक्कत आती है, इसलिए उस 10,000 से मैंने थोड़ा सा पापड़ का व्यवसाय खुद के घर से चालू किया था। अभी मेरे साथ 2-4 महिला भी जुड़ गई है, तो उसमें से अच्छी कमाई होती है, दिन की 300-400 रुपये मुझे पर डे मिल रहे हैं। तो मैं किस्त करके 1000 रुपये करके वो वापस भी बैंक में हमारे जो बचे थे 100 रुपये उसके साथ डाल देती हूँ। तो उसकी वजह से मुझे जो आर्थिक परेशानी होती थी, मतलब साहूकार से लेना पड़ता था ब्याज पे, वो मेरा अभी नहीं लेती हूँ। मैं ये गट से समूह से लेती हूँ और उससे अभी कमा रही हूँ। थोड़ा बिजनेस अभी बढ़ाऊंगी महिलाओं के साथ मिलकर।
The seed scheme itself now was not taking off, and it took off only in 2024. And then whatever the systems laid out, whatever we developed it, the ecosystems together, and it goes a long way, because foundation was laid it, and the scheme can go on next maybe 5 years or 10 years. That kind of this thing was there. Whether the pattern of working it and the resource has been developed it and structures has been framed it.
Comprehensive rehabilitation for people engaged in the act of beggary. And the whole SMILE project at Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, it attracted me. That's why I chose for it before my interviews. And when I came here, what I got from the census data is roughly 4 lakh of these program participants need to be taken care. I'm really proud that when I came, we just started the implementation partners were on board, and I got a chance to motivate them to do a lot of these workshops and task force creation. For example, Indore was my first visit, and we created this whole SOP. I'm happy today the SOP is out, the whole RASI chart, who is responsible, accountable, who should be consulted, who should be given information, with a full flow chart we were able to manage. And in just these 1.5 years, we could actually manage to do this survey very close to almost 10% of the total population, which means that another 5 to 7 years, we can see that most of them will be covered by this scheme. Prime Minister launched this last year. Roughly 700 crore was immediately transferred to these beneficiaries. When I joined, I improved the website. We made a integration of the website with all the corporation, both SC division, the BC, as well as the Safai Karmchari, economically weaker sections. All this put together, we made the templates, we made the data integration. Now the PM Suraj portal, you can apply directly. So it's a direct benefit to anyone who is qualifying as a target group.
A new scheme which we had launched, which required a lot of groundwork to be prepared, a lot of interaction with the NGOs, a lot of outreach, a lot of publicity which was required. And it was working at 3 different levels. One with the municipal government, the district administration, the state government and the central government. And the third partner was the implementing partner, which is the NGOs, the civil services, civil society organizations. And all of that weaving it together, and it was again a new area for us in the area of beggary.
We are missing out on the entrepreneurial zeal and spirit of a vast majority of the country. While we are giving with a lot of affirmative action, the right educations and skilling, what was needed essentially was a capacity building, confidence, networking, and the right mentoring and guidance for this bottom of the pyramid to become entrepreneurs. So, which is how we designed this new venture capital with a lot of capacity building, incubation funding, to make them to a stage where they can be equals and we can unlock. We have built up a prototype which sort of enables how we can make these schemes more easily discoverable and accessible for the masses.
The different institutions that work under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, like the Dr. Ambedkar Foundation, Dr. Ambedkar International Center, where I am seated and where my office is, a beautiful center which hosts conferences and different kind of meetings, and also working on a strategic plan for the National Institute of Social Defense. So these are some topics. And currently, at the fag end of my fellowship, I'm working on the processes, programs, and an action plan for the National Institute of Social Defense on specific subjects. So one of the things that we have worked on is the transgender, the administrative processes, elderly care. So these are some of the areas that I've been working on.
Both the sectors, private or government sectors, people come from the same part or same section of society as people in India live. So their way of analyzing the problem will be slightly different than what we in the people in the government think. So together we can contribute and address all the gaps existing in the system and implement our policies and programs in a much better way.
I want to extend my sincere gratitude towards the senior leadership of Department of Social Justice, including Honorable Secretary, Additional Secretary, other senior officers and staff members, as well as the Indian Administrative Fellows and the Nudge Institute team spread across Bengaluru, Delhi and other locations for their unwavering support and commitment in this transformative journey. This journey of the Nudge Institute Fellowship with Department of Social Justice has been marked by deep learning, unlearning, meaningful collaboration and impactful innovation. Thank you so much, everybody.